Welcome to Georgia on My Vine and this navigation tutorial. When you first launched the publication, you were greeted by the welcome screen. You were given some instructions, led to the help menu, and ultimately to this video. But I'd like to cover some of these details a little more so that you're familiar with them and comfortable. To get to the full screen toggle or to the exit mode, you need to access the local option menu, and that's easily done. On a PC, just click your right mouse button and the menu opens on the screen. If you're on a Mac, hold down the Control key on your keyboard and then click the mouse button to get to this menu. The full screen option is a toggle, meaning you can change from the welcome screen size when you first open the program to a full screen mode. When you go back into this menu, you'll notice it'll be checked, and by clicking it again, it'll uncheck it and return you to the previous mode. So you can use that depending on how large a monitor you have. For most computers, you will want to look at this in the full screen mode to make the text and the graphics as clear as possible. If your monitor exceeds 19 inches, stretching it may result in some pixelization on the images and some breakdowns. The text will always be clear, but the image may look a little ragged. So use that judgment on your own based on your monitor size. And of course, the scale up, depending on the size of the monitor, may be sufficient without having to go into full screen mode. The exit button is not a toggle. With the exit button, you are either going to be in the program, or when you click exit, you close out of the program and return to the full view of your desktop. To exit this menu, click anywhere on the screen away from the menu itself. Let's take a look at the help menu. The help menu is available by clicking the button on the taskbar, and it's available from every page within the publication. Here you have complete written instructions, particularly in the full screen exit program mode as we just discussed. Arrow buttons are located on the lower right of the taskbar as illustrated in this graphic. The two inner arrows provide the ability to move forward or backward in the document one page at a time each time you click the button. The right mouse button takes you forward to the next page. The left inner arrow button takes you back to the previous page. The two outer buttons take you to the various pages, either the first or the last page if you need to jump there. The left outer button to the first page, the right outer button to the very last page. These may or may not be needed for you, but they're there as an option. There is a local menu and a section menu for accessing content. The section menu gives you access to the 7 content areas in the publication and the link to the Georgia on My Vine website, where you can get updated information and updates which occur after this CD is published. The local menu is particular to each section. That is, there is a local menu that deals with the content in each section, and it lets you jump around within the section without having to necessarily go page by page, although that may be an option you enjoy as well. The winery section has a wine table, which has some additional navigation capability to allow you to jump directly to a winery, and we'll look at that in a moment. We have a linked content area. Within the CD, there is a separate folder that has PDF files. This same content is on our web server. The menu selections that link to our PDFs within the publication access those documents from our web server. So we recommend that when it's possible that you have an internet connection. That will give you the best of all worlds. You will not be able to get to the link content from the buttons in the publication if you are offline. You would have to open the extras folder and then look at the PDF files directly within that folder. The reason for this is we want to be able to update those particular files if more information becomes available. So that gives us the option to update the server. You have a link to a troubleshooting and tips page on our website. This page not only provides answers to navigational problems or other problems that owners might have, and we will answer in terms of resolving them, but it also provides some tips on moving the files from the CD to your hard drive on your computer for better performance. The CD is slower in loading the content like video and audio and some of the slideshows. So there'll be a lag that is not there when you have the files resident on your hard drive. You may not see that to a major degree, and so it may not be a problem for you, but we give you that option anyway. Every menu that's accessible from any point that pops up within this document has a close menu option. This is where you can close it. Also note that by clicking any of the arrow buttons to advance or go backwards within the document also closes any open menu, and it terminates any video or audio that is playing. So you can use that to shut off audio or video that you may have seen before, or you just want to come back to later, and you don't necessarily have to close the menu all the time. In this case, we will. So just click on the close menu button, and the menu goes away. The section menu is available by mousing over the little button on the taskbar. And here, the items are grayed out until you place your mouse cursor over them. They are now active, and by simply clicking a selection, you will advance to that section's entry page. Let's take a look at the winery section. We click, and we go to the entry page of the winery overview. As I mentioned previously, you have an option of paging through this page by page, clicking the arrow button, and you can do so at any time. Or you can open the local menu button. The menu appears, and here you have access to every page within that winery section, or in the other sections, anything within their section particularly. We mentioned the wineries table, so let's click that and take a look. We jump to that page, and here you have a listing of the 14 wineries that we have overviews on. Those with a star are not members of the Georgia Wine Growers Association. Those without the star are current members of the Georgia Wine Growers Association. The legend at the top gives you an overview of what you might find when visiting a winery. We've divided that into 4 simple areas: tastings, dining, events, and lodging. Tastings has to do with whether or not they have an on-site or off-site tasting room. Several of the wineries do not have tasting rooms in their vineyard where they process the wine, although they may do tours. Those generally have a separate tasting room, and you will get full access to their wines and all the information about them from their wonderful hosts. Some have both an on-site and an off-site tasting room. So some have it on their winery as well as a remote tasting room. Dining, not all of the wineries serve food. Some do. Some have regular menus, and while others have wine and cheese and things of light fare with a tasting event, while others have a light fare menu. Some allow you to have sandwiches or some other choices of food while you're dining there, or while you're there tasting, and you can have a dining experience. And they will have special wine dinners on occasion, which you will be able to find on their website. The events area, in this case, we're not talking about winery events where they have a tasting or a music weekend. Here we're talking about whether or not they permit weddings, corporate retreats, etc. on their property. Many of them do. Destination weddings have become big business, and wineries within North Georgia are very busy with people seeking to be married in the vineyard. So if you're planning something in that direction, contact them and find out the details. Some of the wineries do provide a lodging capability. In most cases, that's very limited, and most of them do not provide this. Perhaps the one with the most room is the Chateau Allan, which has a large hotel on the premises, as well as their fairly substantial winery. Let's take a look at one of the sites. Each web link is on the name of the vineyard. So by clicking a name such as Blackstock, we take you right to the web page of their website, as well as our two-page overview. As we mentioned, the icons appear again at the top of the page, and by putting your mouse over any one of the icons, you have a pop-up that tells you what that means, so you don't have to memorize it. Their main website is located here as a link, so by clicking that you can go directly to their website. That browser window will open above this document, and if you exit back out, you'll return to this particular page within the document. The winery listings in terms of their wines is directly accessed by clicking on the wine bottle, and their direction and contact us page is directly available by clicking on the vehicle or the car image. The video that we have is located on the first page of each of the winery sections. To start to play it, simply click a picture. When you mouse off, the bar disappears and the full image is in place. To pause the video, click on the pause button, or if you want to change the volume, you can come over to the slider and adjust the volume depending on your computer. Remember that will stop playing if you change the page as well. But you have, again, two options for letting it play through to the finish, stopping it at some point if you choose, or clicking to turn the page, which will also terminate the video. By clicking the right button, we will advance one page and go to the second page of the Blackstock overview. We try to provide as much information about the winery, its history, the owners, the unique features, and information about the hours of operation. Wineries tend to change their business model from time to time, so please, as we've reminded you here, visit their websites often, particularly if you're planning a weekend trip and looking for a particular event or something to do in one area of the state. Check their sites, because they have event calendars and many other features that are worthy of reading, and will make your trip planning a much easier task. That's basically it for the wine section. As we mentioned, if you go back at any point, you can jump from winery to winery. This is Sortina Cucci. Here again, it's an off-site tasting room. You can jump again to Carter K, and on to any of the wineries here. Or you can, if you choose, simply mouse through one page at a time. And that a lot of people enjoy doing that as well. To jump to another section after you've finished, simply go and click one of the options. In this case, I chose the RV campgrounds. That was a little quick, but the menu came up. I clicked on the RV campground, and we've been taken to the greeting screen. Once again, the local menu. We can check out availability, so let's see what's in White County, for example. We're taken to the listing of the RV campgrounds in White County. Here's the names, and by clicking on the name of the campground, you'll be taken to their website. We have information whether or not they have a website, the number of sites, if they're a member of any particular group that requires you to be a member, like Good Sam or something. Most are not, and many will take these discount cards, so it's worthy checking their site. And we discuss whether they're a private or a member only, or whether they're public, such as a state park, for example. At any point within here, you have the menu available again, and so you can just jump, for example, to Dawson County. And there's an intro on these pages that give you some overview that it's worthy of reading. and how to navigate through here. Again, there's a legend at the beginning section, so you'll be given details, and it might be worthy of a section this small to page through one page at a time, starting with the entry page. Go back to the section menu, and if we want to look at activities, for example, we can change the page. You go to the greeting screen and a nice little slideshow that's typical of what to expect in the form of activities. If you select the local menu, let's choose White County. We're taken to the entry page of White County, and on the left hand side, for example, again we have a legend of what the activity or the venue is. That like it's a golf, it's a stable, theater. It has some type of unique quality that we describe, and we list the particular vendor and a brief description. On the right hand side is their contact information. These legend symbols are in the right column, and these icons are links directly to the website if they have them. If there's an X there, you'll note that within the icon you'll note that they don't have a website and you'll have to contact them. When you have many choices within a given venue or area such as White County, you will come down to the right and you will see a continued button. At any point in the document where you see the word continued, whether it's in one of the winery sections or in one of these other chapters, you can advance to the next page by clicking that button. It is a button, or clicking the arrow. And by clicking on the arrow, you'll also advance. So either way, you'll move to the next page, and White County is continued. And again, you'll notice there are more features there. Click again. And when we come to the end, you will see section end. So you will hear that or see that when you reach the end of a page listing. If you want to view another section within this section, another page, click Habersham, for example, and it appears on its own with a lot less listings than we had in White County. When you have a joint listing like this in any section, if you click the menu and you see that you want to go to Jackson and you click it, nothing happens. It's not because the link is broken, it's because you're already on the page. Whenever the content is open, you will see no change. Habersham County, you're already there. But if you jump to another page, the page turns. So, and in the case of any content that's carried over, if you want to go back, for example, here to see what's in Jackson County, clicking the menu. Now, because this is only the tail end of the Jackson County listings, when you click to Jackson, the page will go back to where Jackson County starts. So don't be confused by that, and I think once you move through this several times, it'll be pretty clear. The end of this document has a resource section, and we've listed some additional items here. We have resource links. These are websites. These are Georgia travel related websites. Some are particular to the North Georgia area and some are much broader. Explore Georgia is the state's tourism website, and it covers the entire state of Georgia. The Georgia Parks and Historic Site website, again, covers the entire state of Georgia. The Wine Growers Association provides more detail on the members of the Georgia wine growers and the events that are coming up for all of the wine growers. So that's an interesting site. We have added some additional links for campgrounds. These are basically Good Sam, Reserve America, and Woodall's, which not only can you search more about the listings we have here, but they constantly update those directories. So if a new campground opens or something goes out of business, these are those sites to get more details. So we hope you enjoy that. The last page is a listing of all of the chambers within the counties where there have been wineries. That's how all of this content's been selected. We basically chose to focus in on the location of a winery, and then give you all of the things to do in and around that winery, because this is an agritourism based website, which means we really focus part of the travel on visiting a farm related or nature related type of activity as a prime driver. So you'll get some healthy outdoor opportunities, as well as some wonderful wines to taste if you choose to. Remember that these are all small wineries, and they're called farm wineries or family farm wineries, and these are not large corporate venues. So there are plenty of things to do. Farm stands, you pick it, strawberry farms and the Vidalia onion type locations, and I think you'll find a ton of activities, an opportunity to eat good food, wonderful lodging, and plenty of outdoor activities to keep you busy. So if you hope you understand this a little better, dive in and start playing with it. It'll be very easy to navigate once you've done it a few times, and we hope you enjoy. And we'd love to hear your comments. Go to the George on My Vine website, and don't be afraid to send us a comment or two on the contact page. Thank you very much.